Hi, this is Tricia from Ashwood Dog Training. I've been promising you guys for a while that I was going to make some dog training how-to videos. And so today I'm going to show you how to teach your dog touch and focus. Those are the two things that I usually start people out with because you can build off so much from just those two commands, including recall, including dealing with reactive dogs. There are so many uses. So let's start with that. So the first thing you do when you're teaching a dog touch is you're wanting the goal is to have their nose touch your hand. And when they do this, you reward them with praise or treats or toys, however your dog works best. And the whole goal at this point of the learning is just to touch your hand. And then from there, you can build off to do things like service dog training, pushing on certain doors or closing things or doing different things like that. And that's how you get there. So let me show you. It's taught to service dogs to learn how to touch things, close doors. For Basil, she learned it and she taps me on the cheek when I'm going to have a seizure. And it's her way of indicating to me. So that was how I taught her to do that. You can use it for nervous dogs and fearful dogs. Like, let's say they're scared of a vacuum cleaner. So you teach them the word touch, and then you show them, and then you have them touch the vacuum cleaner, and then they realize it's not so scary, or whatever it is they're scared of. Some dogs are scared of hoses. You can do it with just about anything. A doll. Some dogs are scared of stuffed animals. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the basics. You start with treats. I use treats when a dog is learning a new command. You can fade them out, but when they're learning something new, you need to pay them for that because it's the only way to keep them engaged. You can either reward them with praise, with treats, or toys. Basil she's a rescue dog, and so her main thing is food. Food. So I have to limit that. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, you say touch. Then you put your hand down, and she'll come over and touch your hand. Yes. Now you say yes at the end of that. Yes is a marker command. It marks the fact that the dog did something you want. So I use yes for marking that, no for not doing it right, and free to release her from whatever command I told her. Touch is a little bit different. I don't use free with that, but I'm going to show you again. So you say touch. Yes. I'll do it again. It was a little slow. Touch. Yes. So she knows that when I put my hand down for the hand signal, she's supposed to do her action. That's all it is. And I will show you why. There are so many reasons I have used this command for so many dogs. And it's how, when I go into the stores with Basil at Halloween for Halloween decorations, that type of thing, and they're spooky and scary and they're making noise, and you have a service dog that are like, what is that? I go over to the whatever it is making noise, and I put my hand there and I say, touch. Yes. And then she goes and sniffs the thing. And then she gets calm. She's like, oh, it's not real. It's not alive. It's not going to hurt. So the second command I use is focus. Focus means that the dog is looking directly at you in your eyes. I use this as my hand signal. Now you can do all this without hand signals, but the reason I use hand signals is because a dog learns faster usually. Also, there are times when you're in a quiet area, and if you have a service dog, you don't want to be saying commands out loud, like the library. It's easier if you can just direct your dog with your hand. Also, there has been time, because I have chronic illness, there's been times in my life where I have not been able to speak. And so my dog was actually trained with hand signals first, and then the commands were added in later. So I'll tell Basil, focus. So the first thing you do is you tell the dog whatever the command is, focus. Then you take your hand and you put the treat or in your hand if you want to, and you bring your hand straight up to your nose. When the dog looks at your eyes, focus. Yes. You reward it. You mark and reward it. So Basil, focus. Yes. That's the first step. Now you've rewarded at first for a quarter second or a half a second, just a little tiny bit. Basil knows how to do it. So it's harder to show you. All my dogs know it because it's one of the first things I teach them. When you get better at it, you can start moving your arms around. So you say, focus. She looks at you. Yes. And you start moving your arms. My arm has a treat in it. Basil, focus. Yes. Basil, focus. Yes. 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 So let's do it again. Hazel, focus. Focus. No. Focus. Yes. Focus. Yes. She's not as good as she used to be, but the point is that she's looking at me. Basil, focus. Yes. Yes. And you move your arms around so she's focusing on you and not your arms and not the things around you. Yes. Okay. Free. She always sits for focus. Your dog doesn't have to do that. The reason I want you to work on focus is because if you're walking along, you take your dog for a walk, especially puppies, and they start looking at everything around you and not paying attention to you, this will help gain their attention. It's a fun command. Touch is even more fun because I can get my dogs, they'll be occupied and not paying attention to me, and I'll tell them touch and they come running. It's great for recall. It's just a fun command. It's better than come. For some reason, dogs love that. So it gives them a target, something to do. They action, they know. Right, Basil? Right. Sit. Yes. Sit. Yes. Right. So the reason you want focus is so if you're walking along and you see a cat or a dog or a squirrel or something, and your dog is totally distracted, you can turn around and tell your dog to focus, have them turn around and look at you and pay attention to what you're wanting to do. So from that point, you can deal with their distractions. It makes it a lot easier. A lot of my clients and friends have told me this is the #1 command that has helped them communicate with their dog. Because if your dog is walking on a leash out in front of you and not paying attention to you at all, they're never going to know what you want from them. So getting them to engage with you, to look at you, to pay attention to you is hugely important. So remember, focus. Yes. Touch. Yes. Let's do that again because I did touch wrong. Touch. Yes. Basil, focus. Yes. You can also use, if you're getting stuck on focus, I have a squeaker. Squeakers get dogs' attention. A lot of times dogs like them. So if you're walking along, you can't get your dogs to focus, you can say, focus, and she'll look straight at you. It's just a little trick that I picked up and it has helped a lot. Basil, focus. Yes. Now, like I said, I only use treats in the beginning. She doesn't need them, but her treats are she will work all day long for treats. Some dogs will work for toys. Some dogs will work for praise. For her, it's treats. But I only use them when they're learning a new command. Then I take some with me, and as we're going along on our walk, if I need them to really focus or really do something I want them to do, then I have them do the command, and then I reward them. And it just makes for a happier dog. And so don't be afraid of treats, but also don't be using them every couple steps. You got to find balance. Right? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Bye.